Omaha, 1970. Astrid Menks walked down bustling Farnham Street, a bag of books in hand, her blonde hair tousled by the autumn wind. Born in Latvia in 1946, she had emigrated to the United States as a child, carrying with her an unshakable work ethic and a quiet discretion that would later define her. With a degree in nutrition, she worked as a waitress at the French Café, a bistro frequented by Omaha's business elite. It was there, amid coffee orders and casual conversations, that her path crossed with Warren Buffett, already a rising star in the investment world. Warren, then married to Susan Buffett, visited the café almost daily. Astrid's simplicity and sharp wit caught his attention. She didn't talk about money, she talked about people, he would recall decades later. Susan, who maintained an open relationship with Warren, often traveled, and Astrid, unassuming and grounded, became a steady presence. Over time, the three formed an unconventional bond. Susan openly supported Warren's friendship with Astrid, seeing her as an ally rather than a rival. As Warren Buffett built his empire at Berkshire Hathaway, Astrid Menks remained in the background. Their dinners revolved around classical music, not stock portfolios, and her quiet loyalty would later become the foundation of one of the most enduring partnerships in finance. Omaha, late 1970s–1990s. As Berkshire Hathaway grew into a global financial powerhouse, Warren Buffett's name became synonymous with investing genius. Behind the scenes, however, it was Astrid Menks who often anchored his world. While headlines celebrated Buffett's billion-dollar deals, Astrid's influence unfolded in quieter ways: a home-cooked meal after a grueling shareholders' meeting, a handwritten note slipped into his briefcase, or a well-timed joke to diffuse tension during market crashes. Astrid never sought credit, yet those closest to the couple knew her value. When Buffett faced criticism during the dot-com bubble for avoiding tech stocks, she reminded him, "Stick to what you understand." Her pragmatism balanced his relentless focus, and her insistence on privacy shielded him from the suffocating glare of fame. During the 2008 financial crisis, as panic gripped Wall Street, Astrid's calm presence became Buffett's refuge. She didn't pretend to have answers, a Berkshire executive later shared. She just gave him space to think. Publicly, Warren Buffett credited his success to discipline and luck. Privately, he acknowledged Astrid's role in preserving his humanity. While he navigated boardrooms, she curated their personal world, maintaining friendships, organizing intimate dinners, and even quietly coordinating his famed philanthropy with the Gates Foundation. Though rarely photographed, her touch was evident in Buffett's evolving public persona: warmer, more reflective, and increasingly focused on giving back. Astrid's ability to straddle Warren's public and private lives was a delicate dance. She attended galas when necessary, but retreated to their modest home on Farnham Street, where the walls echoed with jazz records and laughter, not stock tickers. Her loyalty never wavered, even as Susan Buffett's health declined in the early 2000s. When Susan passed in 2004, Astrid's steady companionship became Warren's lifeline, a bond that would soon evolve into something deeper. July 2006, Omaha. On a quiet summer afternoon, Warren Buffett, then 75, and Astrid Menks, 60, stood before a judge in a courthouse ceremony devoid of fanfare. No paparazzi, no lavish reception, just two close friends as witnesses. The marriage, coming 2 years after Susan Buffett's death, surprised few in their inner circle. "It wasn't a romance of grand gestures," a family friend remarked. "It was a partnership built on decades of trust." Astrid, ever pragmatic, insisted on simplicity. There was no prenuptial agreement. Her focus remained on Warren's well-being, not his fortune. They continued living in the same modest home Buffett had bought in 1958, its shag carpets and outdated kitchen a stark contrast to his billions. To outsiders, the relationship seemed unconventional, but to Warren, it was a natural evolution. "Astrid didn't change my life," he told Fortune in 2007, "she made it whole." Their days followed a rhythm as steady as Buffett's investment strategies. Mornings began with Astrid brewing coffee while Warren scanned newspapers. Evenings often ended with her playing classical piano as he reviewed Berkshire reports. Texto Padarash accompanied him to annual shareholders' meetings, where her calm demeanor softened his sharper edges. When Buffett joked about his talent for eating junk food, Astrid would gently interject that he's trying to eat more salads now, her dry humor drawing laughter from crowds. Behind closed doors, Astrid managed the delicate balance of Buffett's legacy. She maintained ties with his children, navigated his complex schedule, and became his sounding board during pivotal deals, including Berkshire's $34 billion acquisition of Burlington Northern Santa Fe in 2009. Yet she avoided the boardroom, preferring to shape his world through small, meaningful acts of practice rooted in her belief that great lives are built on ordinary moments. As Buffett's fame soared, Astrid remained his anchor to normalcy. When asked why they never moved to a grander home, she quipped, "Why fix what isn't broken?" Her influence extended beyond Warren. Employees at Berkshire headquarters knew her as the woman who sent birthday cards to janitors and CEOs alike. Chapter 4: Astrid and Philanthropy alongside Warren Buffett. 300 words. 2010, New York City. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates stood before a packed ballroom, unveiling the Giving Pledge campaign urging billionaires to donate half their wealth to charity. Behind the scenes, Astrid Menks had quietly shaped the initiative's ethos. She reminded us that philanthropy isn't about ego, Gates later recalled. It's about listening. Astrid's role in Warren Buffett's philanthropic journey was subtle but profound. While he signed over $37 billion to the Gates Foundation, she championed smaller, personal causes, scholarships for Omaha students, donations to local food banks, and support for women's shelters. Astrid has a radar for suffering. Warren told Forbes in 2012, "She nudges me to look beyond spreadsheets." Unlike many spouses of billionaires, Astrid avoided galas and donor lists. Instead, she worked through handwritten letters and private meetings. When a Nebraska teacher wrote to Warren in 2015 requesting funds for classroom supplies, Astrid not only secured the donation but spent an afternoon brainstorming curriculum ideas with her. "She treated me like a colleague, not a charity case," the teacher said. Her humility contrasted with the opulence often tied to Buffett's name. While he rationalized philanthropy as redirecting capital, Astrid framed it as building dignity. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she pushed for Berkshire's $4 billion aid package to prioritize frontline workers and small businesses. Warren trusts her moral compass, a foundation director noted. She sees the human cost he can't quantify. Yet Astrid's greatest legacy may be her influence on Warren's public voice. Once reserved on social issues, he began advocating for gender equality and tax reforms, echoing her belief that wealth is a tool, not a trophy. Omaha, 2023. The Buffett Menks home on Farnham Street, a beige brick structure unchanged since the 1950s, stands as a testament to their defiance of extravagance. Inside, the decor echoes Astrid Menks' philosophy: worn leather armchairs, shelves cluttered with Warren Buffett's beloved Coca-Cola memorabilia, and a piano she plays every evening. "We don't need palaces to be happy," she once told a friend. "We need stories." Despite Warren Buffett's $100+ billion net worth, their routine mirrors middle-class simplicity. Astrid shops at local grocery stores, clips coupons, and repurposes leftovers, a habit from her years as a waitress. Warren, famously frugal, still drives himself to work in his 2014 Cadillac. Their idea of a splurge is a shared pint of cherry Coke ice cream while watching Jeopardy! "Astrid taught me that Joe isn't bought," Buffett admitted in a CNBC interview. "It's chosen." Astrid's disdain for pretension extends to their social circle. Their dinners feature neighbors, old friends from Omaha's business community, and occasional celebrities, like Bill Gates, all treated to the same meatloaf recipe Astrid has used for decades. She deflects questions about Warren's wealth with humor. "If you're here for stock tits, ask him. If you're here for dessert, ask me." Her fiercest protection, however, is reserved for their privacy. When paparazzi once camped outside their home during a Berkshire acquisition frenzy, Astrid emerged with a plate of cookies and a polite but firm request: "Warren deserves quiet." "So do you." The photographer is left within an hour. Even as Buffett's global influence grows, Astrid anchors him to the ordinary. She insists he call his grandchildren weekly, nudges him to attend school recitals, and once dragged him to a community theater production of Our Town. "She's my reminder that life isn't a balance sheet," he said. Omaha, present day. Warren Buffett, now in his 90s, often pauses during interviews when asked about his legacy. "I've had two great fortunes," he once mused. "One was building Berkshire. The other was sharing my life with Astrid." This sentiment encapsulates the quiet revolution of their partnership on that redefine what it means to stand beside a titan of finance. Astrid Menks' legacy is not etched in stock certificates or headlines, but in the intangible values she instilled in Buffett's empire. Her insistence on humility shaped Berkshire's culture, where executives are praised for modesty over extravagance. When the company faced scrutiny over corporate greed in the 2010s, Buffett publicly credited Astrid for reminding him that success without integrity is just noise. Their philanthropic footprint, too, bears her imprint. The $130 million Glide Foundation donation spearheaded by Astrid after she volunteered at San Francisco's homeless shelters prioritized sympathy over publicity. "She doesn't want buildings named after her," said Buffett's daughter, Susie. "She wants lives changed." Astrid's greatest triumph, however, may be how she reshaped Warren's twilight years. Once a workaholic obsessed with quarterly reports, he now dedicates hours to mentoring young investors, a shift friends attribute to her influence. Astrid told him, "You've mastered money. Now master time," a colleague revealed, yet she remains an enigma to the public. Biographers plead for interviews, she declines. Documentarians seek glimpses of their private life, she redirects them to Warren speeches. In an age of oversharing, Astrid Menks' silence speaks volumes, a testament to her belief that love and loyalty need no spotlight. As the sun sets over Farnham Street, Warren and Astrid sit on their porch, a ritual unchanged for decades. The man who revolutionized investing sips a cherry coke, while the woman who revolutionized his heart hums a Latvian lullaby. There are no cameras, no advisors, just the quiet harmony of delights intertwined. "People ask me the secret to our partnership," Buffett told a shareholder in 2022. "I say it's simple. Find someone who sees the world differently than you do. Then listen."